The Lowville, New York American Legion takes great pride in this, our Veterans Military Museum. The museum is dedicated to remember fallen heroes, those that have served, and to pray that our current wars will stop taking the lives of these brave heroes. It serves as a museum of thanks for the valor of others and to remember the splendor of America and why we serve. The Lowville American Legion Post 162, established in 1918, takes great pride in providing you with a reflection of the past as well as our current accomplishments. These charters represent the history of our post since its original inception in 1919. Our post originated with temporary headquarters in New York City. Meetings were conducted at a USO club and a silent movie house, which burned to the ground in 1949. It is now the Town Hall Theater. In 1932, the Legion moved into a building on Dayan Street, across from our current location. That was at one time an Elks Lodge as well as a village office. It is now a doctor's office complex. The auxiliary soon followed in 1933. Our sons were then chartered in 1939. In 1945, the Legion moved to its current location, with the auxiliary following in 1946. Our historic building transformation began right here. With the interior brick collapsing through the drywall, we were concerned with the structural integrity of the building. Soon a decision was made to remove all the drywall, repoint the brick, and take the building back to how she looked over 150 years ago. With a small crew of volunteers, the historic renovation of our building began. A plaque hangs predominantly on a brick wall in remembrance of and in honor of individuals and others who have contributed financially to this massive resurgence of our history. Once completed, the focus moved to our crowning gem, something that will forever preserve the history of the veterans of our community. The Lowville American Legion family takes great pride in our military museum that serves as a collection of the memorabilia of the men and women who have fought to defend the rights of all Americans. The rite of passage requires you to first enter our Hall of Honor, dedicated to those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice in our most current wars. As you enter the museum, the journey begins with a Japanese Nambu 8mm pistol. This is a Nambu, it's a Japanese pistol. One of our World War II veterans on the island of Saipan in the Micronesian Islands during World War II actually went down into a tunnel, since he was a tunnel rat, and removed this weapon from a Japanese officer. This Sten gun was used by the British in World War II. When the British lost Dunkirk, they left behind most of their American-made Thompson machine guns. And with the Americans entering the war, they needed a fully automatic weapon to replace their lost inventory. The Sten gun fires an 8mm round and is kind of an erratic weapon. When you shoot it, you'll drop it the first time you fire one. It's an amazing weapon, but the nice thing about it, they were able to actually send this to the units in kit form, and each one was made by the armorers at the units, as you can see by the individual welds on this weapon. There are no two of these alike. Our military weapons collection includes a 1917 Eddystone, an Amberg 1904, and the M1 Garand our military honor guard uses on a regular basis to pay tribute to our deceased brothers and sisters. Nothing is more humbling than a 21-gun salute in taps. We have a 1917 Enfield and more soon to be on display. The photographs that adorn our walls include 3 local brothers and a sister who all served in World War II, to a Fort Drum combat pilot who served in Afghanistan, all current or past members of our Legion family. A picture of a B-17 with Spirit of Lewis County clearly painted on the side hangs above an oxygen tank made for the crew of the aircraft in Watertown, New York. A model serves as a replica of the Flying Fortress. On display, we have uniforms covering from World War II up to our most current conflicts. We will rotate them on a periodic basis. Up until the early days of Vietnam, soldiers were issued cigarettes, which served as a part of their daily rations. Interestingly enough, the American Red Cross provided the matches to light them with. As a soldier left the military to return home, they were handed a small pocket-sized manual entitled Going Back to Civilian Life, at which time they were shown the door. Don't let it hit you in the ass is what the first sergeant said. Today, the military offers numerous transition programs that helps a soldier to readjust to civilian life, as well as couple their newly learned skills with a civilian employer. Well, maybe not all of them. Some skills remain on the battlefield. Once learned, a soldier's heart is goal-focused. Nothing will ever sway them from the accomplishment of their mission. Please place veterans first when considering a new hire. They will not disappoint you. The goal of our Lowville American Legion family is to retain and respect the history of our veterans It's simple: preserve, honor, and respect those that have served. As a Legion family, we are driven by 3 simple words: God, honor, country. God bless America, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video.